Now, there's been a steady stream of friends and colleagues to the house of the late Reserve Bank Governor Tito Mboweni in Johannesburg to pay their last respects. Let's cross live now to Samkele Maseko, who is at the home. Samkele, good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. We saw just a short while ago Phosa, the former treasurer of the ANC. What has he said?
Indeed, Bongiwe, the former Treasurer General of the ANC, Phosa, was here to pay homage to the Tito Mboweni family on the passing of the former Minister of Finance of the country, the former Governor of the Reserve Bank, the 8th, and the former Minister of Labour, basically saying that when he was the Treasurer General of the ANC, they would joke with Tito Mboweni in saying that Tito Mboweni is the Treasurer of the nation and Phosa is the Treasurer of the African National Congress, saying that they have drank and ate from the same plate. They have struggled together, and he was particularly shocked and perturbed with the sudden departure of Tito Mboweni. He did not anticipate that he would depart the land of the living at such a young age of 65 years of age. And also sharing some of the moments they shared together within the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, some of the moments they shared together in the trenches within the structures of the ANC, and how Tito Mboweni spoke his mind no matter what it took within the structures of the ANC, going back to those particular debates where Phosa was no longer a member of the NEC, but the likes of Tito Mboweni took it upon themselves to take up that battle against the then former president of the African National Congress, who was the president of the country as well. That would be former President Jacob Zuma, where they were saying he must step down as the president of the Republic of South Africa.
There has been a steady stream of those who are coming to offer their, condolences, but also support to the family. Let's speak about other figures who came to be in support of the family at this difficult time.
The ANC Secretary General led an NEC delegation to the family home of Tito Mboweni. He was accompanied by the national organizer of the ANC, Mduduzi Manana. He was also alongside Nokuthula Nqaba, the Secretary General of the ANC Women's League, TK Nqiza, the Provincial Secretary. There was Mahlengi Bhengu Mutsiri, the spokesperson of the African National Congress, and also Nomanto Raluhuko Nkomo, who is the Deputy Chairperson of the ANC in the province of Gauteng, and Sasabona Manganye, who is the Regional Secretary of the ANC here in the Greater Johannesburg region. Fikile Mbalula spoke about the lives and times they shared with Tito Mboweni, how Tito Mboweni would call him to get an update on the political developments within the ANC, the battles between the ANC and the Provincial Executive Committee of Gauteng, and also just to get an update on the formulation of the government of national unity.
And Samkele, we do understand that funeral details have now been made available. Are you able to share them with us?
The funeral details, Bongiwe, at this point in time have not yet been made available. I've not seen them as yet officially. We have spoken to the family. We do know that the burial service will take place in Tzaneen over the weekend. Okay. It will take place at a particular stadium within the area of Tzaneen and Makhabaskloof, where Tito Mboweni comes from. It has not yet been officially communicated. Last I checked by government, I have not yet seen anything coming from the presidency. I'm just going to go back to my phone once again and check if there are any updates from the presidency, if it will indeed be a category 2 funeral that is being designated by President Ramaphosa, like we saw with the former Minister of Finance. That would be Pravin Gordhan. I have not seen any communication on my phone as yet, but we do know that the family, the ANC, they are anticipating that the union buildings, Pretoria, will make some sort of announcement later this evening.
And of course, Samkele, quite a number of people remember him and his contribution, as you say, when it comes to not mincing his words, whether it is about the issues of the day, whether it is about politics, and of course, even his views on the government of national unity as well. And shortly after the elections, what he felt was being done to the ANC by former President Jacob Zuma through the Umkhonto we Sizwe party.
Indeed, Tito Mboweni was very vocal on political issues. He was not those particular people who are dogged on approach and particularly sticking to party line. He would not stick to party line, particularly when things were going wrong and the wheels were falling off, particularly when you look at the era of former President Jacob Zuma. I remember one ANC-NEC meeting, it was himself and Derek Honeycomb who took the battle to former President Jacob Zuma to seek for him to be removed as the President of the Republic of South Africa. I remember on that particular weekend, I think it was the wedding of one ANC-NEC member in the form of Mzwandile Masina in the Western Cape in Stellenbosch, when that particular motion of, or that particular debate on the resignation of former President Jacob Zuma was tabled in the National Executive Committee meeting. NEC members had to fly overnight from the Western Cape to come to St. George's Hotel where the ANC-NEC meetings used to take place. After that particular debate was brought into the NEC by the likes of Tito Mboweni and Derek Honeycomb within that National Executive Committee, you go to how he was very vocal after the elections in asking former President Jacob Zuma on Twitter whether it is personal or political for him to do what he did to the ANC with the formation of the MK party and ultimately dipping the ANC under 50%. He was very vocal on how the EFF was badly hammered at the election, saying that they must not be erased from the political scene within the country. They will bounce back. Hence, you've seen Julius Malema embracing Tito Mboweni. They've had their own political differences, particularly over the fiscal monetary policy of the country and other economic issues. But of late, you'd remember Tito Mboweni speaking on the issue of the state bank, speaking on the issue of the nationalization, on the beneficiation of South Africa's minerals, and also speaking on other economic issues that should be undertaken by Treasury and the South African Reserve Bank, and also speaking against the nationalization of the Reserve Bank.
All right, Samkele, thank you so much for that comprehensive update there. That was my colleague, Samkele Maseko, just outside the home of the former Reserve Bank Governor, of course, the late Tito Mboweni.